What sounds like science fiction but actually exists or will exist very soon. Printing new organs instead of needing donors. I'm in evaluation for a heart bilateral lung transplant. I was born with 5 congenital heart defects and 2 congenital lung defects. Had my first of many open heart surgeries when I was about 10 hours old. I also have 1 working lung. COPD, bronchiolitis obliterans, pulmonary hypertension, pulmonary fibrosis, asthma, heart failure, cardiomyopathy. We all knew transplant was coming. But knowing it and being in the midst of it are 2 different things. When it was official I was a transplant patient. I had a few panic attacks. Kept thinking about how I'm connected to a person that I don't know. They have a family. Favorite food. Someone loves their laugh. They have life experiences they treasure. And once listed, I'm essentially waiting for them to die. It's something I'm learning to cope with. But something I focus on when my mind wanders. Is that once it happens I'll finally know what breathing should feel like. I've never known what that feels like since I was born with a messed pulmonary system and my left lung never worked over 15%. Now I can barely walk 50 steps without having to stop and rest. No thanks to Medicaid saying I don't qualify for home oxygen or the portable oxygen concentrator from Inogen. Even though we have proof my breathing sucks and my oxygen levels drop a good 20-30 times an hour. So waiting to be put on the waiting list is already awful. So when, if they can get to the point in printing new organs with I'm assuming would be with the recipient DNA, antibodies etc. In hopes for no rejection to happen. The waiting would be much faster. I have a friend who also have congenital heart defects and she's been on the list for almost 2 years now. And has been living in the hospital for about 8 months and has an LVAD. It's placed in with the heart to help it pump. Without it she'd be dead and sadly she's a hard person to match. It's such a complicated process. Printing new organs would help this situation so much. Lungs can be grown similar to the way a bladder is. That is cell layering on a preformed shaped form. A medical balloon. If I remember correctly. Quickest way for someone in your situation would be to. What they do is effectively remove donor DNA from a heart and lungs ending up with just a bioscaffolding sort of material. It leaves the blueprints as to what the organ is but not the owner ID number if you will. Then you inject the tissues with a load of your adult stem cells and feed them. They convert the ID on the lungs and heart to your ID and they will be your DNA-wise with virtually no chance of rejection. As an organ donor I can say that. At least for me. You shouldn't worry about waiting for me to die. I know what I signed up for. And if I do have an untimely death, I take solace in the fact that it wouldn't be for nothing. And that I could vastly improve another's life and potentially even save one. Robot girlfriends. If I can't get a real one, I have to get an artificial one instead. Is your last name Fry? Also Elon says cat girls. Quantum entanglement. Google it. Scientists were able to make a clone of an animal that went extinct a while ago. It only survived 10 minutes but still. Being able to revive something that went extinct. And that is how Jurassic Park happens, folks. So certain animals that lived in the past could not survive today as the oxygen content of the air is vastly different. In addition, when we clone we use a existing animal's womb, so it's not exactly an ideal setup. Really what we need is to create an artificial womb and then cloning is super easy. I'm not talking about that far back. It was 18 to 1900. And animals that far back would be in an artificial womb. But not all of them. Telephones. You're at one place. Punch some buttons into a grid. Next minute you're speaking to an old pal. The others I get. But I think this one is a little too ambitious. Wait till you hear about writing a message on a cell phone and it'll be sent to another person within seconds. Have you guys heard about this thing where you tap this piece of glass and you can make lights turn on and off in your home even 1,000s of miles away? 2-axis motors. May sound lame, but having a double-axis motor that can be controlled independently or at the same time is amazing. Face transplants. Facial and voice recognition. But that already exists. People don't realize how deep it is or how deep it is going to get. Tip of the iceberg type thing. In Australia, the tax agency can use your voice print to identify you when you call them. You have to opt in. For now. But it's thoroughly terrifying that our government is actively using this tech in this way. Especially considering that as part of Five Eyes we share all of this data with other countries, including the USA. There's a type of ocean predator extremely closely related to jellyfish called the man-o'-war. And one type of this species have tentacles that can reach up 165 feet long. And their stings aren't typically fatal to humans but are excruciating. Facial and voice deepfakes. AI has accelerated the technology to the point that it's getting hard to identify the fakes. There have already been cases where thieves used voice deepfakes to steal money from companies by impersonating an employee after gathering voice clips from public addresses. Propaganda is going to start using this technology more often in the near future. My voice is my passport. Verify me. Way to sneak in a sneakers reference. It's already creepy on Instagram. It's going to get very weird. Hi. This is Barack Obama. Did you spill wine on your favorite shirt? Don't throw it away. Try this handy-dandy scrub. Yours for the low price of $4.99. Quote. Facial recognition used by the government, police forces. VR. I mean, the internet is pretty wild when you think about explaining it to someone from 100 years ago. It's insane. IDK how to explain it now tbh. The easiest way to think of it is as a network of tubes connecting houses, schools, data servers, nations, etc. together. These tubes are able to send ones and zeros, or on-off, signals on really fast succession to each other and can be interpreted on either side to get the information being transferred. The only way for the internet to truly go down is for everyone's power to go out, as you can use any router to go to the next router to go to the next one, etc. until you get to your destination. Facts. Deep fakes. Transparent aluminum. Quantum computers. They already exist and have gotten a lot of funding lately to further develop the technology. That only sounds like science fiction because people have no idea what quantum means beyond a word sci-fi writers use to explain weird things. When I think quantum, I get a flashback to college calculating energy states of hydrogen by hand and wanting to FG murder someone. I thought that was the fun part. I don't think human drivers have long left. Most issues with current self-driving cars are to do with anticipating what human drivers will do when there are no more human drovers and all cars are self-driving. Traffic is going to be a thing of the past. Fuel efficiency will rise and traffic-related deaths and travel time will fall. Telepathy. Elon Musk's Neuralink is the beginning. One day we will basically have the internet in our heads. And if we can talk instantly over the internet, it basically removes the need for talking. Telepathy. I knew you were going to say that. Nani? True artificial intelligence is predicted to arise as soon as within the next 50 years. This is a great read on the implications and why it'll be here soon. It's more interesting to think about how inferior today will seem in 100 years. Genetic editing technology. Yo guys, thanks for the karma and responses. I am now at 308 karma thanks to you all. We have the tech. We just don't have the laws and ethics to deal with the implications with it yet. So for now we just say, don't touch humans till we figured this out. My memory is bad. But didn't China do something illegal with this recently? Link. Ya can read it here. Google Earth VR. Very FG cool going to my house and seeing the car there. A lightsaber. I'm giving the hacksmith a year max. Because science went into the reason why scientifically lightsabers, if they ever did become a thing, would light you on fire by just holding the thing. Yeah. But that doesn't mean they won't happen. True, maybe Jedi will just wear those heat protection suits. Quantum locking, levitation. A handheld laser gun. Not commercially available. But a guy built one able to fit inside a radar gun. And was able to burn through a metal paint can lid in just a few seconds. Link. Okay. That's pretty cool. If a dude can build something like that in his garage, I wouldn't be surprised to see the military build something with a much larger power source in the next 15 years. We've had functional laser weaponry as far back as the year 2000. Used to shoot down artillery. Link. Ha. The military already has big lasers that they stick on destroyers and stuff. I learned the capabilities once, but I don't remember, and I don't want to put out false info, but they are quite powerful. Edit. Here is a vid of laws or something IDK what it's called. Link. Eradicating HIV/AIDS. It will happen. It's only a matter of time. I hope dementia and Alzheimer's too. Gene editing. It's already being done in limited cases. Soon, you'll be able to edit your child's DNA in utero to eliminate many diseases. And change physical attributes. If you think the gulf between rich and poor is wide now, wait until they're all geniuses with the bodies of Olympic athletes. I can't wait until I can download my brain's info onto a computer. If you take a set of newborn identical twins and shoot one of them, have you killed a baby or merely removed a backup? Extra copies of your brain, even if digital, are only copies. They aren't you. I'm not Albert Einstein or anything, but I don't think that's a very good analogy. Yeah. I never understood why people are so romanticized with the notion of downloading your brain like you would then be that copy. Neuralink. Narwhals. Also, some things I heard about the dark web seem so unreal. Dark stuff. Narwhals are still a few years off. Time travel. You can't go back to the past because the grandfather paradox. But you can go to the future. You get twins with a stopwatch. Send one in deep space. He comes back and he could be years older. It's not about how far you go. It's about how fast you go. You could go deep into space at 75% the speed of light and it wouldn't do that much you the amount of time you've experienced. I am estimating the math here. But you could be gone for a decade and be a few days older than your twin at home. You need to go 99% the speed of light to see the real impact. Nanobots. Tiny specialized robots that will swim through your body and deliver medicines to the required organ directly. Also, personalized medicine according to your genetic makeup. Neural maps of your brain showing trillions of connections between neurons. Sounds lame, but will be huge when we can map all the neurons in someone's brain. This one excites me. Yeah, there are huge implications in medicine, AI, and many more. You're excited? Feel these nipples. Prosthetics that can react and respond to nerve input and muscle movement. I actually just got approved for the budget. Using that word extremely loosely version of this. A prosthetic knee that records how your remaining muscles move and, if you have one, how the other leg moves and copies it. I've got the initial fitting for it coming up this Tuesday and I'm so excited. You can apparently also program it to do all kinds of weird stuff too, but my prosthetist won't tell me how just yet. Because I have a history of tinkering with things. Wow, that's really amazing. Best of luck with it. I feel a direct continuation of that would be data output to your nerves so you can feel with it. That would be really cool. I'm really interested with transhumanism. Thanks. This is actually already a thing in hand prosthetics. though it's still in the very early stages of development, and last I heard it was not working as expected and would be prohibitively expensive with current tech. So it's going to be a while before it's available to the public. But the fact they have a semi-working version of it in development is really cool. I think it's amazing that even though the technology is still years away, it's pretty clear that we'll have Star Wars prosthetics. Probably within our lifetimes. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more videos.